Michael Jackson and Chris Brown, the GOAT debate, debunked. Every so often, social media erupts into the debate. Who's the greatest of all time, Chris Brown or Michael Jackson? Today we're going to show why that debate is a farce. Yes, Chris Brown is talented, but Michael Jackson wasn't just an R&B singer. He was a cultural phenomenon, a pioneer, and a global icon. So let's break it down.
The innocence of children represents to me the source of infinite creativity. And I feel is where all my creative source comes from. This is not an intellectual kind of intelligence, but an intelligence that is full of wonder, magic, mystery, and adventure. In this intelligence, there is love, there is trust, there is joy, and there is beauty. It is the kind of intelligence which will heal the world. That is why I am here, and that is why we are here. Thank you very much. I love you.
First, let's clarify what each artist does. Michael Jackson is the king of pop, a genre-defining innovator whose music transcended R&B, rock, funk, and disco. On the other hand, Chris Brown is an exceptional R&B performer, known for his dance moves, vocal runs, and catchy hits. Michael Jackson's influence went beyond music. He created choreography that changed pop culture, music videos that revolutionized the medium, and a global presence that few artists have ever even matched. Michael Jackson's career began at an incredibly young age. He joined the Jackson 5 as a child, but by the time he was a teenager, he was producing, writing, and co-writing his own songs. Albums like Off the Wall, Thriller, and Bad were released decades before the internet, auto-tune, and modern production tools. He became a recognizable face globally, as recognizable as brands like Coca-Cola, a level of cultural saturation that's hard to imagine today. Chris Brown, while immensely talented, relies on modern production, auto-tune, co-writers, and internet-driven platforms to reach his audiences. His reach is impressive, but it doesn't match the barrier-breaking global influence Michael Jackson achieved without modern technology. Other crucial factors to consider are the racial and systemic barriers Michael Jackson faced, challenges that Chris Brown largely did not encounter in the same way. Michael Jackson rose to superstardom in the 1970s and 1980s, a time when black artists were often excluded from mainstream radio, television, and awards recognition.
I made a deal with myself. If I win one more award, which is this award, which is 7, which is a record, I would take off my glasses.
He had to break through systemic racism in the music industry to achieve global recognition, becoming the first black artist to gain heavy rotation on MTV and earning crossover success in a world dominated by white executives and audiences. Chris Brown, by contrast, entered the industry in the 2000s, benefiting from digital platforms, social media, and a more racially integrated pop market. This context makes Jackson's achievements even more groundbreaking, highlighting not just his talent, but his ability to overcome institutional barriers that were largely absent for later generations of black performers.
Give it up for Beyonce!
I remember seeing Michael Jackson for the first time. And Lord knows I fell in love. Watching him, I realized exactly what I wanted to be. He inspired me so much. As a matter of fact, the first song I ever performed with Destiny's Child was a Jackson 5 song. It was called Where You Are.
Here's yet another important point. Michael Jackson opened doors for artists like Chris Brown. Chris Brown has publicly cited Michael Jackson as his biggest influence, from dance to vocal phrasing. Without Michael Jackson, R&B and pop wouldn't have the global platform they have today.
Jackson says he's a fan too.
Some of the younger, newer artists, like I think Chris Brown's doing wonderful, and Timberlake, and I really admire what they're doing.
Respecting Michael Jackson's legacy isn't about taking anything away from Chris Brown. It's about recognizing that Jackson paved the way for Chris Brown to walk today. Now let's compare their earnings to assess who's more lucrative, even in death. Michael Jackson's net worth at the end of his life, in 2009, was estimated at around 500 million. But his estate has since generated over 2 billion from music royalties, from tours and merchandising. Albums like Thriller and Bad continue to sell worldwide. Chris Brown's career earnings are substantial, reportedly over 50 to 70 million, mostly from music sales, tours, and endorsements, but nowhere near the ongoing revenue of Michael Jackson's estate. Even after passing, Michael Jackson continues to generate income on a scale that most living artists, including Chris Brown, cannot match. In terms of cultural reach and legacy, Michael Jackson isn't just an artist. He's a cultural icon. He influenced fashion, dance, music videos, and global pop culture. Chris Brown is phenomenal in his own right, but he operates within a world built by digital platforms, auto-tune, and streaming services, tools Michael Jackson didn't have. Michael Jackson's legacy has shaped multiple generations. His influence can be traced in nearly every pop and R&B artist today. So is Chris Brown talented? Absolutely. Does he deserve recognition? Of course. But the debate that he surpasses Michael Jackson as the greatest of all time, that is a farce. Michael Jackson defined a genre and global culture. He produced and wrote music in an era before modern technology. He achieved unparalleled recognition and ongoing financial success after death. Chris Brown stands on Michael Jackson's shoulders. His success is real, but is built on a path Michael Jackson created decades earlier. The King of Pop's legacy isn't up for debate. It is earned. If you found this quick breakdown enlightening, please hit like, subscribe, and comment below. Who do you think truly embodies the King of Pop legacy?